Alright man, TBS back here, and I was just about to be so happy that the league was all wrapped up and done, and Valverde had to go and unleash a complete missile to win the game against Athletic Bilbao. Guys, 5 things we learned from Real Madrid 1, Athletic Bilbao 0 at the Bernabeu. Let's get right into it. Number 1 is Valverde is the guy that I want to praise out of Real Madrid the most because this season has been very poor for Real Madrid as a whole. But this guy Valverde, Fede Valverde has continually provided game in, game out, I'll say at worst average performances. I have no doubt that this guy has been Madrid's most consistent player for years now. He never gets injured. I don't know how many games he plays, but the guy, like, his engine is ridiculous. Whether you play him at midfield, whether you play him at right back, he's very versatile. They've played him at right wing before too. Versatility, availability, consistency, that's what he provides. And I'll be honest, I cannot hate on Valverde as much as I want to. The guy has passion, love for the club. He didn't cost them much. I think he cost them 4 or 5 million or something. Arguably Madrid's most underrated player. But moving on to number 2, the penalty. In my opinion, it was a penalty on Bellingham. I think it was soft. I think Bellingham 100% made the most out of it. But it's contact in the box in a very weird position where any little contact makes a difference. So if you get into the ball or not. That's why I'd give that as a penalty, even though it was soft. Referee did not think that was a penalty, so I can see why Real Madrid fans are mad about that. To be honest, I do think that they should have got the benefit of the doubt there, but the one time they didn't, thank God. But he ended up not mattering anyway. I just want to talk about it before you see Marca, you see us, and all these media outlets talking about it. Thank God they won, because now at least we don't have to hear this whole Neguera stuff. And that leads me to my number 3 spot list. It's the offside goal from Vinicius Jr. If you don't think that's an offside goal, then read the rules because you're biased. No, I think the rule is stupid, and I kept saying this. You interfering with play being offside, I think should not matter, as long as you don't touch the ball. That's how I think the rule should be, but it's not. I've seen Barcelona get goals taken away from them for this exact rule many times, and I hate it. It's stupid, it makes no sense, but it is offside. Endrick completely interferes with play and changes the direction of the ball, which then leads to Vinicius grabbing the ball and then going on and shooting. I think it's a clear offside. As much as it's stupid, I agree, it is stupid. You can't really argue with that. Endrick, for whether it's a millimeter, this whole notion of, well, it was only like a toe, it was only like a centimeter. I don't care. You're offside, you're offside. That's the rule. Like, the only way to be fair is to be as non-subjective as possible, and that's what this technology and VAR provides. It is not dependent on the referee's favor, it's dependent on mathematical facts. Endrick was offside, whether it was by a millimeter, 2 inches, 2 elephants, I don't care. He was offside. That's the fairest way to do things. I don't know why people complain about this. You just like controversy so you can talk about it? To me, it's a clear offside. There's nothing to complain there. Now, number 4 on my list, Carlo Ancelotti. Listen, the guy, man, I want to make a whole video separate for Carlo, but the guy is just not it. I don't know what the tactics are, but this was a very weak Athletic Bilbao team, a very weak one, a team that was fully rotated, that you can tell that they're focused on that Europa League where they're playing at home. So for Real Madrid to come here after a game like Arsenal's and have all that motivation and want to do better and pretty much barely win against Athletic Bilbao at home, I think that's ridiculous. I think that just shows poor management from Carlo. You are supposed to get more out of this team. I'm not asking for troubles. You know we don't speak trouble over there at Madrid, but you have to at least have some pattern of play in this team. There was no Mbappe. People said Mbappe is ruining Real Madrid's chemistry, etc. There was no Mbappe today, so what's the issue? But this kind of leads to my number 5 spot because, albeit I think they played poorly, I think they played poorly today and all season, right? They're still technically with a shot of winning the league. It would not be that crazy if they ended up winning the league. Now, is it going to happen? I doubt it. I think it's very unlikely. And I think Barcelona, as long as they don't do anything dumb and they don't get too many injuries, I think Barcelona should win the league. But if Madrid want a shot of doing it, they have to, number one, win the next game against Getafe, then win their next game against Celta, and then there's the Clásico. If Madrid win these 3 next games, then we're talking about a title race that goes down to the wire. It's still not easy, obviously, but Barcelona will have to rest players. They're tired as well. So I wouldn't put it past Madrid to provide a challenge for the title and maybe take this to goal average, perhaps, or maybe in LaLiga, I guess it goes by head-to-head. But I do think it's not impossible for Real Madrid to provide a bigger challenge, and I think that's what they should focus on. Make it as difficult as possible for Barcelona and LaLiga so they don't have the ability to rest players for the Champions League. But guys, those are my 5 takeaways from this game. Leave a like, comment down below your thoughts, it really helps with the algo. Subscribe and turn on the bell notification to not miss another video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, everybody.